Welcome to another exciting episode of Doug's Electronic Repair Bench.
Afternoon, YouTube. Here with you on this Friday. It's Friday afternoon. I'm playing around with cardboard shells once more. I have the ill-fated chemical shelf off, and looking it over and trying to detect where I went wrong. Obviously, this is wrong. It wasn't heavy enough to support that bottom. I don't think the bottom would have ever gave out if this had been stronger. What I'm going to try to do is take the bottom, this section off and this section off, and redo this. I don't think this is a bad design. I think it's just this bad support on this, and I think once I do that, I think I will have a good shelf again. I have a new supply of cardboard, so we'll be giving that a shot. And what I'm going to plan on doing is putting another layer at the bottom and doubling this support up. I think the support is the biggest part of this. The support is the biggest part. This front support. So that's what we're going to try and do, and we'll see how it comes out. So stay tuned. Alright, step one is putting a new bottom on. You see the old bottom is still there. I've just added another layer below it, and I have the necessary pressure on it to keep it straight, hopefully. So that is step one. I'm going to let that dry, and then I'll work on, I'm thinking about maybe doing the sides also, doing double the sides, and of course double the front for the support. So that's what I'm thinking about. So we'll come back later when we have more. Alright, we're going to add this for Bill, old 64 goat. This is the first time this has ever happened. This is my place port. You can see that light is on. There's nothing on the screen. It is locked up. I've tried pressing every button I can on this thing. I did remove the memory card, and again, there's just no way of getting that to go off other than, I guess, letting it do that until the battery runs dead. I don't know. That's the only thing I know. There's no way of getting the battery out of this, as I can tell. If there is, Bill, you can chime in, but like I said, this model that I have has the aluminum front. I guess it's aluminum, metal, whatever it is, and there's just no place that I can see that, you know, where the battery fits in. I'm sure it's in here somewhere, but I can't get to it. So just wanted to add that, Bill. I just hope this is not the start of a regular thing, because I've never had a problem with this yet. And whether or not I left that on, I don't remember, but I think I turned it off. You know, so maybe I didn't. Maybe I thought I did. Maybe it just stayed on. Maybe that's what locked it up. I don't know, but like I said, it's just, I guess once the battery runs dead, I can go ahead and plug it in the charger and it should come back on, I hope. We will see. I'm back with you again, YouTube. I have got the bottom all done now. It's nice and straight and flat and very well reinforced. And the sides are what I'm doing next. I'm doing this side first, and then I'll do the other side. I've got the pieces cut already. I'm running short on clamps, though. I have don't have enough clamps to use on the other side, so this will have to do for now. So anyway, this is where we're at right now, and I did manage to get the camera unstuck and figured out how to take the battery out in case it happens again. And so it seems to be working just fine. It charged quite a few hours yesterday, so we'll hope it's fixed anyway. So you guys have fun, and I'll bring you back for the next little part of I can't even talk this morning or this afternoon. Next little segment. So stay tuned. I did some clamp repositioning and come up with enough clamps to do the other end. So that will work out well, I hope. So there's that end again. So this end is, like I said, it's looks pretty good. I think it'll work all right. May use that right there. That square would work pretty good to help on that a little bit, but I think it's all right like it is. It's clamped together. As soon as you let the clamps out, it's going to come out a little bit, but that's okay, as long as it was clamped together, and that's all we're interested in. So that should work well, and that will reduce the time it takes for this to be done a little bit. I do have some trimming to do on that front there, and probably there as well. But I think overall it's going to be well done, and I'm going to cut the two pieces for the front side there, the support, whatever you want to call it. And once I do that, that shelf should be ready to go. Get them all glued in. So, all right, be back again when we have more. And I'm back once more, YouTube. I completed the ends of this shelf. Do a little trimming on the front, and the last part to be mounted will be the front shelf or front support, whatever you want to call it. And I haven't even cut those out yet, and I need to glue those together. And once they're glued on there, we'll glue them on here, and we'll be done. That should be exciting. I think that is very solid, and I think it'll be just fine. So, bring you back when I have more to report. I'm back one more time, YouTube. I have the front panel gluing and set up. It's pretty much set up. Probably what I'm gonna do is take it, put it on that, and put some weight on it so it's ready by in the morning. I don't know if you can tell by looking here, but that window is closed. And if you could feel things, you could feel air coming out of that vent. Yes, I turned my air on. I got tired. It was up to 88 degrees in here. That's just too hot. I'm sorry. I couldn't do it anymore. So anyway, like I say, I'll bring you back when I change this around and show you what I come up with. Now, one thing I did notice right off the bat on this is if I put the glue on this way and prop the thing up this way, the glue is just going to run down those little holes. That's pure and simple. That's what's going to happen on that. So probably what I'll do is turn it over the other way and let put the glue on the bottom piece there like that, and then put the weight on top. And I think that's the way to do that. So we will come back again and I'll show you what I've got. Alright, as promised, I have the bottom piece or the front piece, whatever you want to call that, glued, and it is being held down by the same weights I had on the bottom piece, or on that when it was flat, laid out flat. So I think it will be just fine overnight, I hope. I don't think there'll be any problems with that. And by the morning time, we should have a fairly nicely glued box, shelf, what do you want to call it. So let me get off here, and as you heard, the microwave went off. I have my dinner cooked, and I'm getting ready to go eat that, and we'll talk at you later. Alright, well, we're back here once again. This is the next morning. It's a little after, actually. Next afternoon. It's 12:02 or 3, something like that. Just barely in the afternoon, but it is. This thing has been setting up overnight. I feel that it's definitely ready to go. I think it's come out pretty good, solid. And what I'm going to do is hang it back up on the end of the thing there and fill it back up and use it. That sounds like the thing to do. Now I don't have a reinforcement bead going down through there. I'm not going to worry about that for right now. Let's see how it comes out the other way without doing that. So, come out all right. Now this last bunch I put on, I didn't notice that before, but it's like a double corrugated. It's got some padding in it too. I think it was kind of a padding cardboard. So, anywho, I'm going to trim it up a little bit before I put it up. But I think it turned out pretty good. It's nice and heavy. I don't think, I think even if I put those back in, it'd be fine, but I'm not going to. Just going to keep the lighter stuff in there and go from there. So we'll come back when I have it up. I'll show you what it looks like. And there's what it looks like, the finished product. It is up and got some chemicals in it. Now I do, as I said before, I think, plan on putting one down there, a super shelf. And we'll have to wait and see what that turns out to be, but it should be a good one. It will hold the heavier things like that there, and the totally awesome. So, though it won't be quite as big, it'll be close, but not quite as big as far as across. It will be a little bit wider to accommodate the wider bottles. So that's the plan, and I'm going to do that later on. Not going to do that right now. I spent way too much time on this. Let me get back to the other camera and we'll finish this up. Alright, as I just said, I spent way too much time on this. I didn't do a video, I don't think, all weekend. So that's not a bad thing. I mean, I've been doing quite a few here lately anyway. But like I said, I want to do that lower shelf and get that done. I've got to obviously clean my workbench up again. Hoping the resistor that Robert sent me will be here today. It wasn't here Saturday, so mail's already ran. I just haven't went out to check it yet, so gonna do that. And like I said, gonna clean off my bench and catch up on some videos. And I think that's about it. Turn this light out because I don't need it. Anywho, this was my weekend, was coming in every once in a while and put some more glue here or there. Or, you know, that's one thing about the cardboard construction. Unless you have adequate clamps, it's kind of hard to work on more than one thing at a time. I do have more clamps coming. I have some spring clamps coming. I found them, I think they're 4-inch, the pinching, you know, like kind, with rubber tips, and I think there's 8 of them for $4.95 shipped, which was not bad, I don't think. Those will be here sometime, hopefully this week, and I can use those to help me a little bit on that clamping wise, so that'll be good. The super shelf that I spoke of is going to be at least 3 plies all around, maybe 4, I'm not really sure. Now that double that I was using, I don't know where it's at now, but there's a piece of that double ply stuff that's got the padding in it. That stuff is probably a little bit thicker than normal, obviously, cardboard, so may just take 3 of those and try those. I don't know. We'll see. I want to do it like, who was it that said make it like plywood? Was it Jack? I think it was Jack. But I want to do that, cross the grains of the cardboard, you know, so they go this way, and it makes them a little stronger, I believe. And we'll use all the knowledge I've gained so far making these shelves to make this super shelf. So I do have a thought in my head. I get thoughts every once in a while, people. For something on a little bit, I call it extreme, I guess. I looked for it online and I could not find it. Now, you know, when you can look online and for something and not find it, you can be pretty much assured that it's never been done before. I'm not saying it hasn't been attempted before, but probably no successes anyway. So I'm not going to mention what that is right yet. So I will bring you back for that when I do it. And like I said, that's going to do it today. It's Monday morning. Weather is, it's alright. It's in the 70s, I think, maybe low 80s. I'm not really sure. I don't pay that much attention to it now. I've got the air on. But anyway, like I say, I've got to go out and bring the trash can in and get the mail, and hopefully the resistor will be in there from Robert, and that'll probably be the first thing I do is change that and get that cleaned again, and see if I can't get that meter to work a little bit better than it's working. So you guys have a wonderful day. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you.